Anyway, welcome to Highlights and High Fives. High five. My name is Derek Schwen, local real estate professional, and hopefully, more importantly, a caring community member looking to move forward in this lovely community that I call home and have chosen to call home. So, thanks for being here. If you're coming back from another video, hopefully you liked what you saw, and there's something of value here for you. A little bit of why I'm coming to you. A lot changes here in the community moving forward. A lot has changed recently, and my goal is to help support a certain kind of community moving forward. According to Google, the first two definitions they have: number one, a group of people living in the same place or having a particular characteristic in common. Number two, a feeling of fellowship with others as a result of sharing common attitudes, interests, and goals. I like number two, a feeling of fellowship, community, belonging with folks, attitudes, interests, goals. Sign me up. So part of this show is to highlight the things that I think are doing that, celebrate the people that are doing that by a metaphorical high five, if you will. Excuse me. And yeah, hopefully share some more good information with you guys out there, connect with more people to build that feeling of fellowship and share our interests, our goals, our attitudes, and those kind of things. As I was listening to the school board meeting last night, Board President Bill Keck said he was reflecting on the division in our community being represented in the division on the school board. I think it was earlier this week they voted to go forward with basically a similar looking levy as the last time to be on the ballot for May, and just the division of the folks that voted for that versus the folks that thought it was worth going for the income tax option. So obviously lots of opinions these days. I think it's a cultural thing, and it's obviously something we're experiencing here in our community. So anyway, enough of me rambling about my thoughts and opinions, but trying to be part of a community that we work together and grow together and have a common good instead of our own siloed common or separated interests. So anyway, hopefully some of these things will be valuable to you. If not, I welcome any feedback you have. Anything I can help you share and promote as I move forward and improve this process. A little kind of housekeeping notes, I guess. Yes, I steal a lot of this information from others, so if some of these graphics or things are stolen word, I'm just trying to share what others have done, and this is me keeping up on the community and what I think's going on, and creating somewhat of a news program for those who like video, like myself, to get this. And eventually, maybe I won't sit here and ramble, and I'll have my thoughts more coherent and concise, and it'll be a lot more of a smooth sailing ship through the information. So, without further ado, the first thing, Chick-fil-A. If you haven't seen these renderings and this site map, pretty cool. Obviously, most folks like Chick-fil-A. I've never had a bad experience there, so looking forward to that. Unfortunately, as you can kind of see here, on this, or which one is it? Yeah, right up in here. What is it? The 2-lane drive-through. I've only been to Chick-fil-A a handful of times, but these 2-lane things, and like the one on, what is it, Sawmill, that's kind of hard to get through. If you're going to REI, you got to cut through their line or whatever. Anyway, it's going to add a lot of traffic. This is the old Sunbelt rental spot, which is a good amount of space. So hopefully they've got traffic figured out there. In my experience, most of the new formats for parking lots, and I mean, I sat at the McDonald's over by Kroger waiting on somebody, excuse me, and the amount of people that turned and cut the median and went straight into the first entrance there instead of going all the way to the back and over was about half. And then traffic was supposed to go in and around the back behind the building, around the building, and then into the parking lot to park if you're going to go inside. Half the people went up to the end, and then they went backwards in the parking lot. So all of these parking lots that aren't just old school square, rectangle, straight lines, half of them seem to be just as confusing as they are helpful. So in my opinion, just stick to the way things were. Anyway, but Chick-fil-A's got a lot of passionate followers. My dad's one of them, so I know everybody's going to be flocking there, and there's quite a bit there already, so that'll continue to get busier and busier. So the next one, and so these are from Building Marysville on Facebook. Mark Shumway does a great job of keeping up with these kind of things. He's way more detailed than I am when it comes to going through city council minutes, planning commission, design and review, and all of those things. I love it. Not my forte, so I'm thankful somebody like him has these things to share. So again, the site map here, the rendering here, the rendering here. Part of me wishes I bought this building. It's right on the corner of Elwood, comes in here, and this is Route 4, otherwise known as Main Street. So it's got those two intersecting spots there. Lots of traffic. The Connect Realty project's going on right over across the way. So definitely going to be a lot of traffic there, a lot of good things going on there. So interested to see what happens there. But cool rendering. I love the building. It's kind of that old, I don't know, I'm not an architectural expert, but I love that style, and it looks like they're going to keep some of that style in there, so look forward to seeing that. Another interesting one, Taco Pros. I believe this one is going over in between, what's the chicken place that Shaq owns, I think. I could be completely wrong. Magoo's, I think is what it is. And Jet's Pizza, I believe it's going in between that space. Seems like people are excited for that one too. Care Train happened this weekend. I'm guessing there's a good chance you participated there. There was a lot of activity there. Let me look at my notes. Last year, I think Care Train raised $216,000, which to me is really impressive. I mean, this thing's been going on for 35 years, I think. So it's been going on for a long time. So a lot of momentum, a lot of support, a lot of good things going on in the community. This year it was $271,286, which means they can help 350 families, 528 kids, 313 senior citizens, and 69 disabled folks. Now that's off of their post on Facebook, so I think that's accurate. But lots of good stuff going on there. Hopefully you supported it. Great cause. The other one that I was going to add some video and forgot to put it in here, White Christmas. Sing Station's put on a great performance. My daughter was at the end of it singing, so that was pretty cool to see her. That's kind of one of the first ones she's done of significance, I'd say. My wife did a lot of the choreography, her business there. Great show, great community thing. Everybody up there's having a ball. Great use of the space at Vets Memorial Auditorium. Hopefully that's something that we'll keep supporting moving forward as all the growth goes. Some dollars get spent over there to improve that space. That would be great. Excuse me. Next interesting thing. If you've probably seen, it's been all over the place. This Satanic Temples Hale Academy. And this is stolen from Marysville Matters. That's a great newsletter, Joe C. I don't know who Joe C is, but you're doing a great job on your news updates. So this graphic is from him. And a lot of this information, he's a great resource. So thanks, Joe. But anyway, basically this clip said that the program needs a lot of volunteers. There's strict safety guidelines and measurements that need to be followed, and there's just simply not enough support here for this group to move forward, which I'm totally okay with because I don't know that, it'd be hard to convince me otherwise. Data center, this is one. So let's see. Down here, picture's a little small. Big square footage. I think, let's see if this part says it. I think it said 85 to 100 high-paying jobs. Some of what I've heard from some of our leadership in town, some of these developments and warehouse things don't really bring the income to the city as they want or as they project. So I don't know what a data center does. Maybe it'll be better in that capacity, but who knows? So just south of Coleman's Crossing here, off Columbus Avenue between 33 Innovation Parkway. I don't know if it's technically part of that, but it's just south of that. So that's a big one. The other one that I saw was interesting is an aerobic digester. The EPA is accepting public comments. Basically, they take organic waste, process it into natural gas, then it goes into a pipeline. Didn't know that was a thing. I mean, I knew that was a thing, but didn't know it would be something somebody would put on their farm. I guess it's a farm over West Mansfield, I think it was. Excuse me. So that'd be a cool one to see go in on a dairy farm so they can process some of their manure and whatnot. Okay. So the school board levy, like I said, they met. This is a FAQ. If you're interested, you can check out their website, and they've got some more information there. You can look at some of the past meetings and get your own 2 cents of what's being said at board meetings and whatnot. So Joe C. with Marysville Matters had some good points here, and I'm just going to copy and paste his. I think they were good ones to share. On for or against the income tax proposal and retrying the property tax setup that's been established. So the ones that are for the income tax, voters have turned away property tax proposals twice. Advocates say it's time to try a different approach. I don't agree. Usually in these kind of cases, I hear people saying things don't work. I've heard mixed reviews about income tax working or not working. Again, these kind of funding issues are so complex, it's really hard for anybody to have a full grasp of it, especially those who don't do it full time. So most of us have no way of really saying what's going to work. I like the concepts of income tax personally. It gets those that are working here, but not, and all kinds of stuff. So an income tax would solve financial issues related to TIFs, which divert property taxes away from the district to pay for development infrastructure, although the district has approved most of the TIFs. That's one I really don't know the full picture and don't really understand. So if you do out there, I'd love to sit down and have coffee with you and try to understand some more of this stuff. But my understanding is these TIFs siphon money out. I think there was a position from the school board that actually said something like they siphon money out, and it never really sounds great. But they take money to give the developer a loan, basically, is my understanding. To do infrastructure, and then the developer pays the city back over long term. Sorry, I'm not really following my notes and making this succinct. But one of the things that was mentioned at the school board last night is that the relationship between the city and the schools is improving. They're working on some things that I guess most of us are going to think are great. Hopefully that's the case, and it's not just kind of PR and they're trying to look good. I don't know. At the end of the day, if there's these big developments coming in, the developers are obviously making money or they would not do this. They're not really from the area. It's not like they've got this heart of gold that they're trying to support the community. Not to say that they're not at all, but they're definitely in it for the financial gain. And at a point where our school system is struggling financially, rightfully so or not, or whatever you want to say, it's challenging for me to support development that isn't paying full share to the schools. And now hopefully that comes to fruition. I don't know. I'm looking to try to have some conversations with some folks and some of our leadership to try to get some more information on some of those things. An income-based, I can't talk. An income tax base could grow as the city grows, which I think property tax could too. This one I'm not really sure of, because as these properties get developed, the property tax, the improvements on the property goes up, so it's not just farm ground anymore, it's whatever it might be. So that could too. The current forecast by the schools does not factor in growth, but if it assumed 3% growth, it could bring an additional $250,000 a year. So this is for income tax, so if you can't follow my rambling. An income tax would not impact residents who live on Social Security. That's probably one of the biggest things, in my opinion, is Social Security, fixed income, or you don't want the growth, but you're forced to deal with all of this change. You were doing okay before. To me, that's not fair that you got to deal with it. Unfortunately, that's just how the world works. An income tax would have less of an impact on voters outside the city who are more financially impacted by the growth. Farmers, those with ground that might still have a kid in the school district, but they're disproportionately paying because it's a lot of ground to pay for. So here's some things for property tax. Business would be up. My notes are off. Businesses would be let off the hook. The earned income tax approach does not apply to commercial business. So that's one reason income tax does not work. The income tax approach does not raise enough money to offset the actual deficit. The property tax meets the need. So again, Joe C. provided this information in his newsletter. I'm not sure what that source is. I'm hoping to have coffee with Joe at some point. Sounds like somebody I'd get along with. The income tax approach is phased in, meaning it would take a little while to get there. So full benefit until 2029. The property tax income is immediate. For households that make above average income in the city, the income tax option is actually more expensive. The levy campaign's polling does not show any favorable advantage of the income tax request over a property tax request. And that one I've heard a few times. So anyway, there's my rambling on the income tax proposal, but they are moving forward with the other version. So just for the future conversation, that's why I go through these things. So you can hear some of this information that is some good points for income tax or against income tax moving forward. So Connect Realty, again, we talked about that last time. They were just in business. Guess it helps if I plug my computer monitor in. Sorry about that. And I did this last time. You think I'd learn. But, you know, nobody's probably watching. If you are watching, let me know so I can feel good that somebody's actually paying attention to this. That didn't work any better. Okay, not that this is telling you all that much, but we're going to go with it anyway. So this was in Columbus Business First. So this is one of the things I'm most interested to talk to folks out there about. Transformational Marysville project set to move forward after landing key approval. So this project's been approved. There's lots going on. There's a hotel proposed. There's a car wash that they added in recently. All kinds of stuff. But the word transformational, you know, being a real estate agent, I've always simply said that my biggest sales pitch for Marysville, it's the best of both worlds. I can be 9 miles north here, what used to feel like the middle of nowhere. It's less and less feeling like the middle of nowhere. Be to Marysville in 10 minutes, on the other side of Marysville in 20 minutes, and have most of what I need on a regular basis, at least for me and my experience that I'm looking for in my life. And then if I wanted, Dublin, Columbus was within an hour. You know, most things I could get there pretty quickly. For the handful of times that I needed it, I could run down there. So to me, it was the best of both worlds. We had the small town in the middle. I could be in the country and go down to Columbus if I needed to for whatever. More and more, the community that's growing is transforming into less of a feeling of fellowship, of shared interest, attitudes, and goals, and more of one that just we're in the same spot, and there's just a bunch of people, there's more stuff going on. You know, I've got a buddy who's part of this project, so I don't want to say anything too bad. Fantastic stuff. If you put this in Dublin, I'd say, great, I'll go check it out. But unfortunately for me, I have to be honest and say, this looks like Dublin, and I think we're going to turn into Dublin at some point. And I know a lot of people hate hearing that. But that doesn't mean I don't feel it, you know, and there's a lot of folks out there that are challenged with that and feeling like the community's becoming something it wasn't, and that's what they signed up for, not transformational growth. So anyway, again, the purpose of me sharing these things is to have communication, have conversation, try to support some of the plans and give the high fives to those that are working on building that fellowship or a feeling of fellowship in the community, not just growth for growth's sake and whatnot. So again, love to have a conversation with you. Minimize the snarky comments if you would. I get it. But just interesting. We're going to change. Things are going on. It's great stuff. I mean, it's not good. I can't complain at all. I shouldn't sit here and say it's something that's horrible and how dare it come. It's just not my cup of tea. And when it is, I like to be able to go to Dublin and not have to deal with the traffic and all the other extra folks. Because let's see in here, it says 17 acres. I think it was 280 apartments, 11 townhomes, plus the 700 in Marysville North and the Oaks and all the places. And it's just, going to be significantly different. I know there's leadership out there that says, well, it's not that much growth. Well, for a lot of us, it's enough. And yeah, enough rambling on that. So anyway, really cool project. It's going to be a great thing. I mean, they're going to have like a pins type mechanical bowling thing in there, entertainment, events. I hear some cool stuff here in the silos, so that's going to be pretty cool. So anyway, it's great stuff coming. We'll see how it goes moving forward. But good stuff. Go back here. If you're looking for stuff to do, events, unioncountyh.com/events is the tourism board. Again, a lot of great stuff here. They do a really good job. I steal their information on events and things. And then the Avalon Holiday and Brass down here. I suggest you check out their events, especially the holiday season. They've got a lot of cool stuff going on. So check that out. And support wherever you can support. All kinds of good stuff going on. Lots of high fives. And I thought it'd be interesting to run through here. Oops. Let's see if that still pulls up. Start running through some hot sheet data. So for the last 7 days, what happened in the 43040 zip code in Marysville School District? Something of interesting note lately. Like I said, some weeks are better than others from the real estate standpoint. Generically, things are kind of slowing down. Things are sitting in the market a little longer. Less is coming on the market, more staying on the market, all that kind of stuff. But a lot of weeks I do pull it up and see, let's see, we've got 6 new listings since last Friday. 3 of those listings are already in contract. So that tells you that things aren't sitting on the market that long. So just thought I'd kind of flip through some of the pictures here. Let's see how fast my internet loads. So 394, looks like it's pretty empty. 3-bedroom, 2-bath. We've got nice little ranch. Adena Point, nice one, 515, listed by Eric Featheroff. Looks like a nice one, been on the market for 3 days. 2,700 square feet, 5-bedroom, 2.5-bath. Nice one. Price change. Let's see what it looks like there. Okay, we got you a new build here. Entry. Let's see if any of these went down significantly. So that one's down 10. 6. 5. 5-ish. That one's down a fair bit. Yeah. So this one should be a new one. Or new-ish model of some sort. Yep, virtually staged. You know, I always have a challenge with these. Like, that doesn't really show you a whole lot. You can't see anything. Kitchens you can actually see, but when you just have a room, bare walls, What you're really actually getting, it's hard to see though. But beautiful house. Let's see how long it's been on the market. Days on market, 194. Looks like a bit of a challenge. I guess I shouldn't show that. 186. Let's see, on average, let's see. 142. 18, 37 days on market, 24, 73, 194, 186, 152, 194, 99, 194. So obviously a lot of these have been on the market for a while. Looks like a fair bit of them are new build. But in general, I would say the ones that aren't on the market for almost 6 months, or a couple months, 24. Looks like this one's probably lived in. Yeah. Homeowners are much more anxious to get their price reduction and move forward. So I always tell clients, if you've priced too high, you should probably take some time to minimize or maximize that price reduction, because if folks have come through and they've said no thank you, a few $1,000s usually doesn't do it. But it's a lot of money, so I get it. Let's see, anything exciting here. Closed. Ooh, a pool. Lots of new properties. Point timber view. There you go. So lots of new builds. Skybrook over there, those are selling, and I assume they'll be starting the build process soon. Coventry, these condos, they redid some, I believe, apartments and put these in, so they've been kind of selling like hotcakes. So that's about that. Nothing super interesting, just some normal ones. Let's see, anything withdrawn, back on the market, extension. Back on the market, what came back on? 8th Street, that's contingent. Nice ranch. All right, so anyway. So thanks for listening to me ramble. Hopefully we can connect in the future. Hopefully I can bring you some sort of value or some sort of, point of connection to the community and feeling of fellowship. That's my ultimate goal in all of this stuff that we talk about. That's just kind of the cherry on top to the experience that we get to have. So if there's something I can do to help support you in whatever you might be doing to support a feeling of fellowship here in the community, working together for a better tomorrow, as they say, I'm here to help. So just let me know how I can support you. And if you'd love to grab coffee, I would as well. And yeah, again, thanks for rambling. Look forward to talking to you next time. Hopefully I'll be able to speak a little better. Until then, take care.